more I think about that building game contest, I think people start to get it. If you were in here and you saw Jake and Veray talking about the best people were 4 deep, 3 deep, 8 deep, and then they found a diamond, because diamonds are usually deep. They're not usually on the surface. That's where your points are the most. I think people that used to hire people and didn't really try to get them to do a personal use policy, I think they changed their whole mindset now because it's a game. You forgot about the money you could make and the responsible thing, which is getting them to do a policy on themselves and their mom and their daddies and their family. Okay, so the building recruiting game, massive. Also, FX Solution with Transamerica it's a honeymoon period. We haven't heard of a decline yet with this policy. It's brand new. Yes, yes, yes. Approved, approved, approved. So there's a huge contest. I don't have the information with me, but on the Transamerica table outside, you can get this contest. It's massive points for Thailand. We are also going to regional manager contest for FX Solution. So your RM organization will measure how much the biggest RM group of FX Solution is going to get points for Thailand. And just overall points for RM, we're going to drive those. So there's so many contests focused on how you build a business. All right, but this is way different, what I'm going to talk about for the next few minutes. This is more how I've built the business for 30-some years. It's not about products being insurance products. It's products about being people. So the better a person I can get, they're going to build their business more profitably. And when somebody dies in their family, it's going to be less of a stoppage of their business. If they get sick, it's going to be less of a stoppage. If they win the lottery, it's going to be less of a stoppage. So whether it's good stuff helping in their life or bad stuff, they're going to propel forward more. So the better person that you can get, and that's why we have Alliance Aiden and Alliance Alice, the best person we can get is going to have a better business. So you look about, when you talk about Fitz and Heather 30 years ago, Stephen and Holly 30 years ago, like these are great, great people. They're great now, but all the stuff that they got to go through, their life, they got to grow. We had them getting hammered with books and the right association and the basics of life. It's about raising children. It's about doing everything right. So I'm all into this stuff, right? This is what our whole business is based on. It's leadership development company disguised as a insurance marketing. So that's why I get really upset when people are like, it's the insurance industry. I go, the biggest people are in the people building business who happen to distribute insurance. That's why we can do annuities, IULs, AUM, Medicare. It don't matter. The greatest people can move any product. The reason we do the insurance, I don't know if I should say that. It's the most markup of anything I've ever seen in my life. You're selling air. You're selling hope. You hope the insurance company's going to write a $250,000 check when Bob dies. You go, we know they are. Okay. I just hope they're going to do it. I'm selling hope. And I ain't signing no contract. They signed a contract between the insurance company. I hope they pay too. You don't think they won't pay? No, I think they pay. But it's hope. They ain't paid nothing until they paid something. And we've never, ever, ever had a complaint for somebody that we sold their spouse too much life insurance. He died, and we had like $250,000. We didn't expect all that. No complaints for upselling. None. And the people that pay us have an unending multi-billion-dollar bank account to pay us. There's no waiting for next week and get paid on insurance companies. So people building business is what I've been in for 34 years. I've been in insurance for 24. But the people building, we've moved, I ain't gonna tell you stuff we moved. Almost everything legal, almost. Insurance might be the most questionable, I don't know. Y'all hear what I'm saying? Okay, so I read this book about 10 times in the last 90 days. It's called Life's Major Pieces to the Puzzle, okay? And I told Missy to go on and buy every single one of them so nobody can get one because this is an old book out of print. So we got a few. I think we got like 15 over there and 15 or 16 over there, and a printed out copy right here, which is where I first got it from, and this is what I studied, got all my notes on it. So I'm going to try to get through the 5 major pieces the best I can with you. Let me start with this. The puzzle pieces of life kind of makes me feel like life's a game. I've always thought that. And I've always liked games. So think about this game. Barber is talking to a very distinguished gentleman. And he's clipping his hair, and he's trying to get his attention. The guy's got on an $85,000 watch. He's got on a nice jacket, just decked out, badass shoes. And he's talking to him, trying to impress him. And this guy's like, oh, home. And he says, I'm going to get him with this. I got something. This is really interesting. And he says to the gentleman, he says, you that little kid standing outside the door there kind of looking around like he ain't got nothing to do? He said, this is the dumbest kid. He's just simple. He's no intelligence. Watch this. I'm going to show you. And the guy kind of goes like, yeah. So he saw he had the gentleman's attention. So he said, let me show you how this works. So he says, he motions to the kid, and he comes in. And the barber goes over to his cash register, and he pulls out 2 quarters and $1. So he's standing there, $1 in one hand, 2 quarters in the other, and he looks at the kid and he says, pick which one you want, kid. Show the man. So he grabs the 2 quarters and he's like, yeah. He's walking out and he's like, and the guy's like, see, I told you, he's dumb. So the kid's going out there and he's still talking and he says, that's interesting, but I ain't fully bought into what you're saying, but that's cool. Kind of interesting how that worked. So the kid's out there, and all of a sudden the kid comes back, and he's waving at him, and he's licking ice cream. And licking, going to town on it. And they look at it, and he says, see, he's just happy he got good sense. And so the gentleman fills up, finishes getting his haircut, and he goes out, and he's getting in his car, and he sees the kid standing out another store down, couple stores down, and he can't stand it. He's just like, the barber got his attention. He walks down there, and he says, kid, he said, I saw what you did in there, those 2 quarters. He said, and you seem like a bright kid and happy. He said, and the little kid goes, yeah, I'm happy. I'm super happy. He's like, why did you pick the 2 quarters and not the $1? He said, you see, if I pick the $1, the game's over. So some people, we've experienced this, Fitz, Davies. Some people think we're imbeciles and simple. I'm the Amway guy in my hometown. If I'm not the Amway guy, what am I, Fitz? What am I, Burlington? If I'm not the Amway guy, what am I?
Real estate guy? No, Silver Security Life.
And?
Coupon books.
Coupon book, man.
Trenchers.
The trencher guy, the Amway guy. I'm all these, and it's crazy because they don't know how I made hundreds of millions of dollars. They have no idea. And I'm telling you, I was playing a different game than they were playing. I'm going to try to tell you the game I was playing with the puzzles. Okay? 5 major pieces to life puzzle. Okay. All right. Slide 2. I'm in charge of that. All right. Success is elusive. You can't chase it. You have to convince it to chase you. And I remember, like, I can't keep selling you on. I heard this the first time 33 years ago, and I was like, I thought you had to go after money. And they go, no, you go after people. You go after assisting people. You go after making a difference, and the money will just coming in, and you won't be able to stop it. And I go, all right. You have more than you can have more than you have because you can become more than you are. You become a different person, and the money comes after you. I'll give you this. Become a dentist. Don't be a dentist. Become a dentist, and they'll pay you to drill them, fill them, and bill them. Because you're a dentist. And here's the average income, and here's where it stagnates. You become an engineer. You become an architect. It's what you become that gets you the money. We believe in personal development, in success and happiness. You get to pick if you're happy, and you get to pick if you're successful. Okay, your philosophy in life is one puzzle that takes you to your attitude in life, which is another puzzle, which takes you to activity in life, which is another puzzle, which takes you to the final results, which are huge. I'm a big results guy, which takes you into lifestyle. And there's only one other magic elixir. The bonus is called urgency. So I'm going to hit as hard as I can these 5 puzzles, and then the mixer or the magic, the catalyst, Brandon. The catalyst is the urgency, okay? All right. To change the effects, you must alter the cause. So many people curse the cause without thinking about the effects. You understand what I'm saying? It's tough. They say, this is bad, when they don't say what caused it. What caused it is bad. This is a result of a cause. That's where you gotta, the effect is what you have to attack. Okay. You're here, for the most part, it tells me you're ready for a new life, change everything. Now, I love successful people that are already successful. We've discussed that. I got 6, 7 guys, been with the company 27 years. He's coming with us. He said, I'm bored. He's very successful, but he's flipping everything. We also encourage people that are successful to do this on the side until they can double or triple or quadruple, or if they have more fun doing this, switch immediately. But we encourage them to just get in the game and start learning it. Okay, so I think you're here for a new life. Now, most people change their life out of desperation or inspiration. I think most people hear inspiration, although I did talk to one person who's desperate. They've lost everything, and I don't know how they got here. Maybe their upline paid for it. Maybe they live local, but they're a mess. I mean, they were crying, came up to me, and I said, your upline and your upline are great people. They're very generous. You're going to have to work for it, but they'll help you change your life. So, Rohn says, and I agree with him, that for 6,000 years, this has been key in determining people's quality and quantity on earth. Their quantity of health, their quantity of happiness, their quantity of money, their quantity of anything and quality of everything is based on these puzzles that we're going to lay out for you. The 6,000 years, that'd be before Jesus. You with me? Not before God. Don't panic. History The Art of War, Sun Tzu. There's tons of books that are $3,000 and $4,000, 3,000 or 4,000 years old of successful people. And the successful people talk about these pieces to your life. Okay. All right. So philosophy is your first standpoint. So your philosophy has been built by every single thing that has happened in your life. Jake and Frey, where were that couple been? Was it Ethiopia that she went to a seminar? Budapest. So she now has been to Budapest. So the concept of how far something is, like Africa, if you've never been on a 15.5-hour flight, you have no concept. And until you've landed, you got no concept. So if you've been there, you have the concept. If you've never been to, we went to the largest, what do they call that in Africa, Spencer, where they had the shacks, Jane? The largest homeless, the largest slum in the world. We went in there with 2 bodyguards with machine guns, fully loaded, fully automated machine guns. And I was pretty fired up until I handed Spencer my camera and said, take a picture of me with his machine gun. I said, hey, let me hold your machine gun for a minute. He said, here. And I was like, oh, God, these people. He said, let me give me a machine gun. It was unbelievable. Until you've experienced that, you don't think it's real. So books you've read, your daddy, my wife will tell you, when I walk towards the refrigerator, I start thinking what I'm going to get before I open it. Because my daddy said, close that refrigerator, boy. You let all the air come out, got to cool it down. It's costing us money. As a matter of fact, when Jane remodeled our house, she put glass doors in the refrigerator so I could stand outside of it and look at it and not cost money and not have anxiety for holding it open. But that's my philosophy on life. Money. So I first heard this when I was 27 years old, and I heard it and I went, I've got to change my philosophy on a lot of things, like how to build a business, ROI, return on your investment, getting mad at your children over spilling milk or spilling ink or just messing up the carpet. And I never forget sitting there going like, you don't have to get mad at them when they break something if it's an accident. You do accidents and you don't get mad at yourself. You don't beat yourself. You don't suspend yourself or nothing. You just say something like, everybody makes mistakes. So if your kid makes a stupid mistake, it's a different philosophy. So everything in your life comes from a philosophy. This one seems crazy, but everybody is basically going to deal with the same stuff. No, you didn't have this kind of cancer. No, you didn't have this kind of accident. No, you didn't have this kind of daddy. No, you didn't have this kind of mama. No, I'm like, oh, whatever. I know it sounds bizarre, but if you're sailing on a ship, everybody's dealing with different winds, but somebody wins. And why is it the guy that's born with one arm and no legs is world famous and makes $1 million plus in speaking? Why is that? Because everybody has the same stuff. It's how you set the sail. It's how you adjust for the circumstances. How do you use your situation? You could call it a disability, your cancer, your mama story, your daddy story. You know how many famous people make up stories how they were treated by their parents, and it's not even true. How do you know this? I read books, and they say that they just told themselves this story, and they tell everybody this story, and then they go with that. So here's the decision. People think it's a good idea to beat their hell out of the kids based on something. They think it's good to praise them. Here's one. Your kid does something really good, you got a choice. You say, you're really a genius. You're smart. You're born talented. Me and Jane were taught before we had kids to never say that about our kids. We were taught that was the dumbest thing to say. What do you say? You go, you worked really hard. I remember you coming in early. I remember you studying it. You might not be smart as everybody else, but you're certainly work harder. We sold them on work. We sold them on traveling. We sold them on experiences. I remember one time Spencer said, people know more about, I don't know if he used the word geography, but people know more of us about geography, but we've been here. And we know what the food's like, and we know what the landscape, and we know what the people are like. We don't care about the books. We've been there. Your philosophy is determined by everything that's ever happened in your life. Okay. So situation. Responsibly and quickly make a decision. There's a breakout. You know how many people couldn't decide, got to the breakout, and it was full? Decided slow, and they're in the back of the room. They made a decision, they just made it slow. The quicker you make the quality decision, the better price you get. The better quality you get, the better quantity you get. Sucker, you made a quick decision, sucker. You with me? Is it a quick decision and you're to your advantage? Or it's a quick decision, thank you. Quick decision, and it was right. How do you get in a good decision-making mood? A good decision. The books you read, if you read 1,000 books versus a person that's never read a book. 10 books. If you're reading every night 15 minutes, who you hang around. If you're hanging around dum-dums, and I've told people, I've got family that I will not hang around, period. I can't afford for that thought process to be in my head. I have family that I limit, or I only see them around groups of people. That way I got a real good excuse. I can walk over here. And then I've got ones that I love so much, I give them one-on-one time for up to 15 minutes. I just love them so much. I'd kill for them, but I'm not going to kill myself. So more than 15 minutes, I might. It's a very deliberate approach based on history. So I hang around Bryan Adams. I hang around Hubert Humphrey. I hang around Bob King. That's a good one, my attorney. I hang around John Roberts, my accountant. The people you hang around, you learn stuff, and it's in your head. And then when the time comes, you make a decision. It's kind of like me and you are Jake. It's just my philosophy, but the philosophy pays. I can argue my philosophy. Most people can't defend their philosophy. They can't defend where they stand. So you try to have an objective view on your decision-making processes in the past. So where you are is based on those decisions. Some of those decisions were dumb. Some of them were dumb and you don't know it yet because it takes time for it to catch up. You made smart decisions. A lot of things I'm doing is things I didn't think about, but you guys becoming partner had to do with decisions that we made last year as a company that put me in a better leverage position to get Brian to do what I wanted him to do. Those who do not learn from their mistakes of the past are condemned to repeat them. Okay, here's a thought process I've heard. I don't get paid fair at work. She's making 75, I'm making 60, so I have a plan. I will pout, and I will leave earlier from work, and I feel better because now I'm not working as much as her, and I'm getting paid as less. So that makes sense. It's very logical. Very logical, makes perfect sense. I got another idea. Curse out the boss and explain to him how he's stupid. Yeah. And share I have a situation, I have multiple situations where a person's in control that I'm dealing with them and I disagree. But I'm not going to put my finger close to their nose because I know I've done that. And I'm not going to do it. I'm trying to figure out how to flank them. I'm trying to figure out to get my allies. And we're going to negotiate this thing, but not today. But this 60,000 versus 75 has all of a sudden gets fired. Don't get a promotion, and it gets worse. So what do? They double down on the poutedness. They double down on the poutiness. And then they start complaining to other people about their dumb boss. And then it gets back to their boss. And they're shocked that they don't get a promotion and get equal pay based on their what they did. They're shocked. It's poor decision making because of their philosophy of life. From philosophy, we go to attitude. Philosophy is logical. Attitude is emotional. So I always call it the math, although I know my attitude is right up in there. Here's an attitude. I will do more than I'm paid to do. I will come in early. I will outwork the $75,000 one, even though I'm 60. I'm a lower pay, but I will outwork them. I know that this works. I've seen it in the past. I'm happy about it because I can see into the future of how it's going to working. So my emotional is happiness, and my logic is it's worked in the past. So right attitude moves mountains. Wrong attitude crushed by a grain of sand. Excited about the future, believe in the future, know it's going to happen, don't care, believe in Jesus, believe in planting seeds. I'm going to get it. It's going to happen. Nothing stops me. I think of so many examples. See, one of the people that I can't hang around more than 15 minutes tells me the funniest jokes that I can't tell ever. And I always think about them right in the middle of my talks. But it had to do with a person playing golf. And it was raining, and he got hit in the head by something else. It's funny. Nope. Okay. Your past is education. Your now is opportunity, and your future is your attitude and your dream. The brighter the dream, the more vivid it is in your mind, the better your attitude and logic. The more you look at your history objectively and knowing this caused it. I said something to Adam. Adam asked me to do something. I said, you brought it on yourself. Your past brought you to now. Live with it. Remember that? I was like, you saw it coming. You saw it coming. I'm sorry. I tried to warn you. Here it is. Today we got to pay. We got to pay the piper today. The question is, a year from now, we're going to have to deal with the same junk over and over again. All right. Today does not care about yesterday's failures or abuses. It only gives you opportunity to experience something different. Now don't care. Now gives you 1440 minutes, 86,400 seconds to make objective decisions so that the future is different than the history. Why do people curse the past? Or why do people curse the future and blame it on the past? That's not the way it works. You got to change what you're doing to change the future. And books and who you hang out with, your decision, I'm telling you, Jane will tell you, I've been freaking out reading this book. And it's old as hell. It's Jim Rohn. You can't get it. Missy got them all. All right. So your dream, if you think about your dream, then you make decisions. You're here because your dream outweighed the money and the difficulties and your spouses. I can't. I mean, I'm just thinking about the decision that Spencer made. And I don't know his whole process, but I've witnessed is we had a private jet leaving Burlington, and him and his mommy are texting. I'm not involved because I do not need to be involved. My history tells me don't get involved. And it's how sick he is, because I'm a non-sick person, right? Like, I don't believe in it. He's so sick, he can't get on a private jet and come out here. That's pretty sick. And he's talking about how he wants to be there but can't. So my strategy was 3 words: I love you. That was my strategy. It's my child. It's not you. It's not a cousin or some cold contact or 5 and deep. It's my child. Jane said he really wants to go. I said, well, I really want to be there. And she's like, I mean, I could just feel her. I could feel her saying, I know what you're thinking. But she didn't say it based on history. I don't know. She didn't say it. I wasn't thinking nothing. I'll tell you what I was thinking about is people I got to get to this convention. He decided that he felt good enough to jump on a commercial jet this morning. This decision in the now is going to be his past. And he is going to make decisions based on that past decision. And that past decision is going to help him make decisions that drive other people's decisions, that drive their future, if they'll get the dream bigger than the problem. Bill Britt told me one time, he said, if the dream's big enough, the facts don't count. And if the dream is the size of a pea, a marble conflict will crush it. Small dreams, small things crush it. When the promise is clear, the price is easy. When the promise is clear enough. How about this one? We become a powerful force when each of us understands how powerful all of us are, and when all of us understands how important each of us is. If I have this conversation one more time, which I know I'm going to have 1,000 more times, I don't think I really need the events. We really need you because you're important. No, I'm not. You're going to carry on without me. Bro, when you understand how important you are to the team, you won't let the team down. When you understand how important the team is to you, you won't let you down. You'll be a part of a team because you're going to need help. I've been there, done that. That's why I'm not going to ever get in somebody's face that's more powerful than me, because I'm going to need them later, and I don't want to use up my cards and their forgiveness. They forgive me. I don't need that. I want them to use their energy to bless me. You see what I'm saying, dude? I'm like, they're bigger than me. They can crush me or bless me. That's why sometimes people look at me and say, you look like a little something brown right there. I say, yeah, I hit up Brian's butt the other day. I ain't got it quite clean yet. You don't believe in sucking up, do you? What, you think I'm stupid? I got a philosophy about it. Yeah. You don't have to have my philosophy. You don't have to have my happiness. You don't have to have my success. You don't have to have my family. You don't have nothing. I don't care. Like it's the craziest thing. Like, I can't be mad. I don't have the energy to be mad about your stupidity. I can't. But I can say, get this book, read it, understand it. All right, so the first thing is you begin understanding how special you are to be here. To me, either Spencer decided he needed a team, or he decided his team needed him, or he decided he was special. I will say, Sarah, what's your name? Pablo. I mean, I've gotten really good at guessing, but I'm not going to do it in front of 2,000 people. It would be bad. Pablo, for whatever reason, you decided to be here. Thank you for making that decision. You're special, you're needed, and the team needs you, and they need your story. And one day, the team's going to be there for you. As a matter of fact, anybody knows y'all's story, if a person shows up in Mississippi, California, Houston, they're going to try to do anything to tell them how great y'all are. But it's hard to tell your story when you ain't there to tell your story. You got to start making decisions. 3 decisions about the people who hang around. One is, who are they? What can they do for you? What can they do against it? How can they hurt you? How can they help you? What's the situation? And then you got to make a decision. Less time there, more time here. Because more positive goes in, more opportunity goes in, more happiness goes in. Eeyore people, gloomy people are bad to hang around. But everybody deserves it. Okay, there's 10 people that deserve it. They all deserve it. Discriminate, judge, make a decision about your life to hang around the most upbeat and positive people in life. And it is weird because it is subtle. Influence is subtle. You don't realize it, what's happening. I say things now, and they come out of my mouth, and I go, you sound just like Laverne Albright. And like, you can't say that again. Like, that's going to get you sued. Okay. %80 of the people don't matter. 20% make all the difference. What if you could upgrade all the people you hang around so that 20% becomes 50% instead of 20 moves up to 50? So you start eliminating people that are hurting and increasing people that are helping. Books that help, audios that help, seminars that help, conventions that help. We're gonna sell tickets to our next convention because of stage success. And some people are going to decide poor quality. And some people are going to decide slow. Get your mind made up when that opportunity arises, and we will sell it out. When that opportunity arises, make a decision, make a quality decision, and let's move on. Personal obsession. Let your personal obsession become you getting better and the people around you getting better. This quote's not on there, but I think it's a good one. Your worst days of self-development will be better than the best days of those not working on personal development. Your attitude is every single thing in your life, and you decide what it is. All right, so we did philosophy, we did attitude, now we're in activity. So you take your philosophy, which is your logic, and you put it with your emotion, and that determines your activity. And your activity can be quality, and it can be a lot. Am I ratio yet? What burns my butt? A flame about this high and unused potential. People that have the talent, skill set, height, color, languages, all the assets they got. And then I look at their philosophy, put their attitude, put together, equals not work, or poor decisions, or selfish-based and not team-based. Ooh, you know what I hate is bank robbers or people that are doing bad stuff that are successful. Let me explain to you how this works. Somebody's going to be successful. When good people do nothing, evil rushes in. Successful criminals study, work, and pick good partners to work with. Anybody can join a bank robbery group. Seriously? You're going to just get anybody to help you rob a bank? That is not good thinking. You better get a person that can keep a secret. And if they've had a job for 7+ years in a row, they're more likely to show up during the bank robbery when you need them. They can put it on their calendar. I'm going to rob a bank this day, and I'm already asked off. A person that don't have a job because they can't keep one because they're late for work is going to be late to rob the bank. And they're the one that has the torch. And you're shocked that you get arrested. Look at the dum-dums you picked on your team. Smart robbers and smart people get smart people around them. They're very picky. They're judgmental. They're demanding. They're clear in their explanations. And they get upset if you don't do it to the T. Pick a great team. Niagara Falls used to be potential until they harnessed it. Now it creates electricity for hundreds of thousands. Okay, so philosophy plus attitude. I invite you today to experience the pain of discipline. I understand it was a difficult decision. It was painful. Got it. You understand regret is painful also. You will live with that regret forever. You experience the pain and you will live with that elation forever. What we fought through in Amway, what we fought through with the coupon book, what we fought through with Silver Security Life, with Andy Albright and Alex Fitzgerald, and as a bonus, we're going to sell some coupon books. I've said that once or twice. We had a radio show together. What did I learn? You became very popular, didn't make near the money that massive network marketing, insurance companies have. But everybody knew us at church. I saw you show that. All the old people knew us as Silver Security. I saw you show. I said, you ever bought anything? Well, you know, we're looking. I said, oh my gosh, so stupid. Enterprise versus ease. Work, don't work. Take it easy, get up and work out. Make phone calls at 10 o'clock at night, watch Law and Order. Tough choice. Criminal Minds. The SVU. Okay, move on. All right. It's not what you get in life that makes you valuable. It's what you become in the process of doing that brings value. So while you're doing, you become valuable and you get stuff. It looks like you're lucky and seriously feels like you're lucky. But it's because of what you do. It's because you said hello to the Whataburger guy. It's because you knew what to say. When a person said this, you knew what to say. Hey, how are you doing? Are you leaning towards the convention? Or are you leaning or not? Not are you going. They say no. Now they got a flag in the ground, and you got to pull the flag up. If they're leaning, they ain't put the flag down yet. So you can still negotiate. And you know which way they're leaning. If they're leaning towards it, you're leaning towards it, are you at an 80, a 90, a 94, a 98, 99, 100? 100. Boom. All right. Next, we're going to talk about how to get there. Transportation. Where are you going to stay? Do you have a ticket? But when they're leaning away, we ain't talking about transportation and a ticket. We need to find why they're leaning away. The only problem I'm leaning away is I can't find a babysitter. That's brainstorm. So now you sit there for 30 minutes helping them brainstorm. And if you have to, you call their parents, in-laws, talk about their church. You brainstorming. Maybe you fix it, maybe you don't. But your history tells you and your philosophy tells you that you might solve it. And this person might be the ones that comes to the convention and blows your mind. Okay. All right. Your philosophy about life. There's a ratio of rest and work. The Bible, basic instructions before leaving earth, Bible, says that you work 6 and off 1. And the 6 that you work are 24-hour days with 10, 12, 14 hours of light. It don't say 8 to 5. The government of the United States of America has decided that it's 5 days is a work week, 8 to 5, 40 hours. And you have sufficed what they call a work week. You get to decide for yourself if that's a work week. You can do 7, you can do 3, you can do 8 hours, you can do 4, you can do 14. You get to pick. And I am telling you that results will come from that decision and this decision. And if you can't look back and see what happened, you won't know how to change it here, or you won't know how to double down here. So education, dream, inspiration, decision now, every minute, based on that, what you want here. You get to pick the activity level that you do. You can pretend or you can perform. The Bible also says, do not get weary in well-doing, for in due season you shall reap if you faint not. We say this, guarantee you, multiple 6, I guarantee you make $1 million a year. Guarantee it. What's it? Can't faint? What's faint mean? Don't quit. Don't give up. You can't give up. And I can get you there quicker if your philosophy's better. And the only way I can get your philosophy better. So look, most people spend all their time teaching how to sell. A good person can sell insurance. A good person who can study. Look, some people get the same objection all the time in recruiting. All the time. I never get that objection that you're getting. You're doing something causing them to say that. What are you saying that's causing them not to want to build a multi-million-dollar residual income coming in, whether they're traveling all over the world? They said, I don't want to build a team. I don't want to build a team either. Have you dealt with yourselves? You guys are crazy. And just draining. You talk and you tell me your stories and problems and dreams. And it's like, I just care about my dreams and my problems, not you. No, Albright, you really. My experience has been the more I listen, I can make decisions based on all the gibberish they say on who's going to be the best basketball player, who's going to be the best person, and then that's the person I work with. The more they talk, the more I make a decision. And sometimes they think they're talking me into it, and they're talking me out of it based on my history. Tracking? All right. Change begins with choice. Oh, you have a decision to how intense you be. You get that decision. So your work ethic, it could be intense or it could be relaxed. And based on what you've seen in the past, tell me what seems to work. Your friend is optimism. Your friend is simple. Your enemy is doubt, depression, and complexity. How y'all like my builder's game? 10 points, 25 points. Underneath, you get twice as much. So you can either hire one more person direct to you, or you can help this person get one. You get a choice. You get double the points in depth. Well, this person's an idiot and hard-headed. Well, then you better do this. But if you got 8 and you tell me all of them are hard-headed, I think the hard-headed one might be at the top of that pyramid. I can't believe that you can't get depth if you got 8. I've had some people, I ain't calling their names, I ain't never got nobody good underneath them. But I can't say that about how many Abian and Fitz and Katz and so many great people have come in depth. Okay. All right. Philosophy, activity, attitude, and now we evaluate the results. Results are honest about past efforts. You are in life, I'm sorry, because of your stuff. No, it's my daddy. Hold on, let me get someone that had a worse daddy than yours and see where they are in life. Well, you don't understand. It was a combination of my daddy and my uncle. I will give you this. You're a good excuse maker, because I'm having a hard time eliminating every one of your excuses. So you're pretty good at that. I want to compliment you. You're a very special person, and one of your talents is excuses. So if we can get you to make excuses, why not to watch television? Why not to get drunk? Why not to hang out with the idiots? We just got to convert your excusability to excusing not doing stupid stuff and then you got nothing left but the smart stuff to do. That was complicated, but you got to be a good excuse maker at not doing stupid stuff. You're already talented at it. You just got to make it. You got to make the excuses on the stupid stuff with stupid people and stupid activities and stupid times. And they go like, I wasn't doing nothing. I was just standing there around a bunch of crooks and we all got arrested. Who hasn't heard that scenario? Like you were a mushroom. Y'all know what mushrooms are. People that have been fed dookie and kept in the dark all their life. All right. Results are reserved for those who had the foresight to seize the opportunity earlier. When's the best time to plant a tree? 20 years ago. When's the next best time? Now. Results. How many friends you got? How's your textable network? You know what Damon West said? He said, hey, coming out with a new book, 5 dimes and a nickel. Apparently in prison, that means you got life in sentence for 65 years. Who do you know, Albright, you can text? I was like, a lot. Size of your network, your family. Do you still speak to your parents? Do your parents still speak to you? Do you still speak to the kids? Do your kids speak to you? Are your kids in business with you? Do they text you every day? Do they call mommy every day? Do they tell you their secrets? Do they tell you their dreams, their hopes, their aspirations? How much money you got? Where you been lately? Where's your next trip? How do you judge results? Happiness, friends. I mean, me and Cats go back 33 years. Me and Fitz, 31 years. It's your friends. Here's what I'm told. On your dying bed, that's what you'll talk about is friendships, not how much money you had. But we still might be talking about that time we sailed down the Danube together, Cats and Davies. Takes money. We still might be talking about when we were in Thailand bathing elephants. You remember that happened? You remember this? You remember that? You might remember Super Bowl. Or you might just remember talking when you were sad about something, when you lost your dad, and y'all talked about it. It'll be friendships. Money ain't everything, but assets, friendships, fun times, memories. What's your camera look like? Like, you ought to see our camera from last year, our pictures from last year. Oh, my God. What the heck? This was crazy. Forgot about it. Can't believe it. What was I saying? If this happens with something, like I'm so excited about sailing down the Nile in a hot tub with Jane in our private suite that I have decided, based on history, that I better behave or I might be in this hot tub by myself. I am on high freaking alert. Don't F this up, Albright. It's the perfect setup. Do you remember how it started out? People make decisions on what they think is smart and valuable. People make decisions on what they think is smart and valuable. Nobody ever does something. This is the stupidest thing I've ever done. and I'm going to do it. They might say this, I might get in trouble, and this is dangerous, but it's worth the risk. That's called a smart bet. It might be the stupidest decision, no way in hell it works, and then if they do it, they're going to lose everything. But they still make that decision. That's because they think that's the best decision. This person that said, slobbering on herself, as we had on Zoom, I want you to go because the team needs you. Y'all don't care about my story. It's like, how many times have we told your story? Your story is unbelievable. We can't make this stuff up. It's so crazy. Y'all don't care about me. We're on a Zoom talking to you. My experience has been is when people call me and try to explain something to me, they care. That's my experience. Even if they're screaming at me, they care. We were not screaming. We've been super nice. And I said, you're going to need your upline. You're going to need the team. No. I don't need it. I don't want to. Okay, we're trying our best. So when it happens later to you and you come back, we want you to remember it this time. Like, Lord. Okay, remember this. You suck success. You attract it because of what you did here. It tries to get to you. It tries to find you. The way you attract it is you increase your value. And the way you increase your value is you make better quality decisions and discernment. Promises must be matched by performance. Results. Okay. Results, you got to be judgmental on your results. Lifestyle is a final blend. How you choose your life, how you design your life. It's a sophisticated understanding between life's trinkets and life's treasures. How you build your life. I've got a tip for somebody. Tip means to ensure promptness. So shouldn't you tip early and tell them what you want as opposed to waiting? I remember the first time I heard this, I was like, I'm going to try that. It works. Hey, listen, these are my friends, and anytime they want something, I want them to get it first. Here's a $20 bill. There's more coming. And they freak out. I always get the worst waiters. I can't do this. I can't do that. I call them by their name as many times as I can do it and give them money up front with a promise on the back end. But the performance has got to meet the promise. But I give them a little bit of taste of the sugar that's coming. Lifestyle is determined by your sophistication. You can start living good now. You can wear clean clothes and dress sharp and be very poor, so that later on, when you're real rich, you can wear expensive clothes, but yet you look nice. It's a decision. Lifestyle is all about it. Stephen Covey said, begin with the end in mind. This is what I wanted. So therefore, I had to do this, and I had to do this in order to get that, because I went over and I studied. I said, here's what I want. Here's the stuff: cars, planes, houses, season tickets, front row seats, concerts, choices, decisions. I didn't know how many times I would have a 5-star opportunity and a 5-star opportunity and a 5-star opportunity on the same dadgum day. I love it when that happens, though. And then I have to decide which of those 5-star opportunities I pick. By the way, I haven't got confirmation, but Duke State game is Monday. We'll be tired, but have you been to a game at Duke's? You want to go? Yeah, Monday night. I already asked Jane. She says you want to go. You're next. We'll pay it, Duke. Some guy I don't know that I invested $250,000 with Dillwig. He was the quarterback at Duke. I gave him $250,000 in a development project. My guess is that money's gone. We get some good seats at the Duke State game. Give a shit. I don't know. It might come back. I don't know. They feel like they owe me. I don't know. I ain't got time to worry about that. I'm worried about Monday. Okay. All right. Ordinary things done extraordinarily. Easy to do them, easy not to tip. You can tip later, just don't tip him at all. I'm not going to leave him. I'm going to give him a tip. Don't cross the road when there's traffic coming. That's my tip. Bro, you had a miserable meal, and now you're making it miserable for him. And now if you come back and he recognizes you, you with me? I just saw it on a movie. I don't have to experience it in real life. I worked at Bojangles. Don't tell me what they do behind the... Why the football players make millions of dollars and then it's gone in 5 years? There was no practice on how to live lifestyle. Like, I'll tell you, here's what's going to happen. People say, I bet people ask you for money all the time. Gifts, donations, everything. I have my pattern of response that I give them. I know my pattern. I'll tell you what I say, but I asked John Maxwell, what do you say? What do you say when people ask you for money? And just asking smart, big people, badass people, how do you handle it? How did you handle it when you started making a lot of money? People ask it. Here's one. My mom, we was riding down the road. I won't say it's the other day, but it might have been months or years ago. Had the speakerphone on, and she said, Andy, all the neighbors, everybody knows, say you love money. Jane bullied up a little bit. She wanted to tell her. And I said, Mama, let's look at the evidence. You know how much all them guns cost I got? I gave away money to get them guns. You know, I got my name on the entrepreneur school at NC State and on the health and fitness center at the football field. I had to give away millions to get my name on that. And you know, I've been writing multi-million-dollar checks from politicians. You know that, right? And you know my kids, we sent them to expensive high schools, they should say things like, Andy don't care nothing about money. That's what they ought to say. She said, they just jealous. That's what it is. She just totally flipped, man. They just jealous. I said, all right. I said, also, you trained me as a kid not to worry about what nobody thought. You remember that? She said, yeah, that's right. Speed to actions. Okay. Study wealthy people, study healthy people, study happy people. He's happy, find out. Tom, where you at? Happy people, I like them. Took her fired up all the time. Emily Katz, it seems like she ain't never had a bad day. I know you have, but you're a good faker, and I like that about you. Adam, you know what I'm saying? You get to pick. Study happy people, the aura of lifestyle. Happiness is an art, not an accident. All right. This is your bonus. It's not one of the 6, although he does cover it. Your urgency. So success is what you know and what you believe and what you feel and what you do. So if you know the right thing, you feel the right answer, and you're excited about it and you do it faster, then you get decisions faster. If you get decisions faster, you can get to the end quicker. It's like if you want a great team of salespeople, get a great team quicker than later. So the urgency, I've said this so many times. Take any one of you. Let's go with Joe Dukes. Joe Dukes makes the same amount of money as I do. Call it, what'd you make last year, Joe? What did you get in your bank account? $310,000, okay? So he makes $310,000 this year, $340,000, $600,000. He said $1 million. I just make it in 3 weeks. The only difference is speed. It's just urgency. So the urgency to make the right decision quicker and move on. What if I mess up? There's a mathematical calculation. You can make more mistakes in a quicker amount of time as long as you make more corrections in the right amount of time. To go from here to the moon in a rocket ship, massive calculations. To the Mars, millions more mistakes and corrections and calculations to get the bigger target. This one hurts. Because we have so much, we settle for so little. Complacency. I'm not against it. I'm not against complacency, but you have a situation, hot and cold running water, Netflix, telephone, indoor plumbing. Why should you go for something else? Unused potential, God. You want to get to the end and you want to hear, well done, good and faithful servant. You heard the parable of the talents. Some people was given this, some people was given this. Some people hid it in a hole and returned it to the master. Some people put it in the bank and brought them back 1%. And some people took it, or one person took it and 10x'd it, gave it to the master. He said, well done, gave it back to him, and took it from the other ones and gave it to him. It's a mean Jesus. That's a mean master. I'm just telling you, he said that's the way it works. Why in football is a 2-minute warning? People start passing and running, and why not start the 2-minute drill first thing of the game? Wouldn't that be crazy? Life is a game, and I'm saying now we run. Let's do the 2-minute drill the rest of our life. Let's kill it. Clock has no favorites. It just clicks and ticks. And some people make use of the ticks and some people don't. I am going to do an intense, high-level recruiting seminar tomorrow at 2 p.m., but it's in one of these smaller rooms. Everybody else is probably better off because you're here with Jeff Bright, okay? And if you're already going to be with Jeff Bright, what I'm going to tell you is not that helpful, although you might think it is. Maybe it is very helpful. Here's what I'm going to do. These books are invaluable. The sooner you get them and get those puzzles right in your life, come get one of these. Who over there? Nicole, and who's over here? Who's on that side? I don't see anybody on the other side, but I imagine somebody's going to be on the other side. Do you have a stack of books in here? Well, here's what I'm going to do. $100 per book, and we don't do change. We don't do credit cards. It's cash only. You can buy as many as you want. Somebody's going to be over there. Go over there. Hurry. I told you earlier, go over there. Half of them are over here, half of them are over there. I got one more for you, Nicole. Here's what you get. You get two separate 30-minute sessions with me one-on-one to talk about recruiting. One-on-one, not a group. I don't like doing that, but you put $100. And you get front row seats at my recruiting thing, guaranteed. You bring your book, and we'll put you on the seat. You got one. Good job. Okay. So, they'll be gone in 10 seconds. Thank you for participating. 100% money back guaranteed on any of it. Front row seats tomorrow. You don't like that part, get your money back. I take the book back. After that, you say, well, that was part that's good. Let's see how the one-on-one calls go. 30-minute calls. And it'll be just based on you texting me. Can you put up my phone number, Jess? Can somebody put up my QR code on the screen? So there's my cell phone number. I'm not scared. I know how to not take a call, and I know how to take a call. Get these puzzles right, study it. It'll lead you to more books. By the way, page 86 in my book has a list of books in it. Gone? Still got them? All right, so get names and phone numbers. Sold out. Thank y'all very much. Hope this is helpful. Hope you use it and make hundreds of millions of dollars and way more friends and way more memories with your family.